Daemonxel, and yes, I know it's been a little while again, but don't worry, more content will be coming to this channel more often. I've decided on a few things, yeah, let's just get into it. Right now, this is going to be an Eve Echoes video. I will start featuring other content on this channel besides Eve Echoes, so hopefully you guys will stay here for the other content. Hopefully we'll bring some more people for that content. But let's talk about Eve Echoes. Let's talk about that Ask Me Anything that happened today for only a select few in a closed channel. That's right. It was offered to everyone to say, oh, this big AMA is going to be happening, but then they closed it off for only a few people. But before we get into that, like always, if you guys like my content, you want to see future content, go ahead and tag that subscribe button, ring that bell, share and like the video. Then, of course, you'll stay up to date with everything I do here on the channel. Now, there was a few participants in this Ask Me Anything, and the answers that I have here and the questions have been supplied by Mario Pennerman for Mobi. Remember, the Mario Killbot for all your API needs for this. Not only does he have the kill board, he also has the new new market API as well. And we're going to get into why we have to go to Mario, because yes, they still will not give us an API, and it was asked in these questions. Also, a little bit of tea here. One of the people who were supposed to be involved in this, who did win a ticket and who was selected, and is one of the official content creators, unlike myself still, maybe I'll go ahead and apply again, who knows, we'll see what happens. But Taylor Rick was supposed to participate in this, and he got a message this morning basically saying, don't come. He was kicked out of it. He was disinvited to the Ask Me Anything, and I'm pretty sure we're going to hear all about it on this week's episode of Ghosts of New Eden podcast with Telric and Rambo. Who knows? I may show up. We don't know, because this weekend it is Easter, so I don't know if I'll be there. Probably not, unless they have it on another day, but we'll see what happens, okay? But let's get into the questions and the answers that were supplied today by this. And thank you again, Mario, for posting this on his Discord. If you guys want to read these on your own time, they are in his Chit Chat channel in the general section of the Echoes.Mobi Discord. So, the first question that we have is, can we expect to see wormholes make an appearance in Eve Echoes? And if so, would they come with the similar mechanics that's been seen in Eve Online, i.e. classes, restricted mass, rolling to a close, T10 ores, blue loot, or similar? Wandering static and the ability to anchor. Wormholes are very popular in Eve Online, and I personally think that these would be very beneficial to the game. Yes, I've been actually asking for wormholes for the last couple of years, because that was some of the most fun I've actually had in EVE Online, was when I was living in a wormhole. Of course, I would always get lost in the wormhole, and we're just not going to rehash that. But their answer is restricted mass, rolling to a close. This mechanism is a bug, and when aided by tools, it makes wormholes act like a closed high-sec system. We still have not solved this problem, so we will not release wormholes in the short term. Instead, we will prioritize adjusting the gameplay of Cobalt Edge, with which it has certain similarities with it. So yes, short answer is no. Wormholes probably not coming this year. Maybe next year. Who knows? But right now, they have to figure out exactly how they're going to do it, because they have, their instance holds, so they have to separate these mechanisms that they have working with that. So, second question. Can we expect to see ice mining in Eve Echoes? I think getting fuel for our structures from planetary interaction is too easy, and ice belts make that wander in high space, low and null, would be a new addition to the game. Planets could still produce fuel, but at a much lower rate before the consideration to be phased out. The answer was ice mining will not be launched soon, but they do plan to introduce more new ways to obtain PI. So yes, you'll be able to get PI from other means in the upcoming future. In addition, with version updates and Tech 1 development, we will adjust some of the content in the early blueprints that deserve optimization, mainly PI and drone materials. So yes, we'll expect some changes coming to you for the lower end of the blueprints and new ways to obtain that PI. So let's move on to question number 3. Has there been any consideration to add Triglavian ships to Eve Echoes? These ships are stunning, and abyssal space would bring a fresh change to the game. Yes, we've been saying, give us the Yanjun, which was basically advertised at the start of this game almost 4 years ago. I think it's 4, maybe 5, I don't know. But when the game started, that was the whole hook, right? We have this special race, these special ships, and we've only received I think it was only 2, right? There's only 2 prototype ships that we had. I think there was maybe a third one now, but yeah, so I don't expect Triglavians to be coming in the future. And if you guys are wondering what the Triglavian ships look like, let me pop someone up here. Let me bring these over here. I mean, they are actually wicked cool if you look at them. Some of these ships are really badass. And they actually specialize in different kind of weapons. But yeah, they're pretty cool. But yeah, we're not going to be getting these. We'd have to get Yanjun first. Well, let's see what the answer was. It says it's possible, but it's not a high priority. We will update most of the Yanjun and Concord ships first. After that, maybe sweepers and drones. There are too many new ships in our plan. So basically, that's something to be excited about, right? We're going to be getting a whole bunch of new ships down the pipeline. So yeah, let's see what they bring us. Question 4. Can we get the ability to add a Covert Ops cloak to the Venture 4? Would help high-sec and low-sec venturing into dangerous space for harder to get ores. They say maybe an improved Venture based on the Venture 4. So, what, like a different prototype, I guess, probably. Question 5. Titans. Can we expect these to make an appearance? And if so, do we have a rough timeline? Titan has special combat and strategic features that have not yet been completed and will not be launched before August. Again, like we said, they're never going to bring out the Titans until the celebration, the anniversary celebration. So, if they do come this year, do not expect it before that anniversary. They'll probably be launched on the anniversary. And if they don't come with this anniversary, probably you'll have to wait till next year. They go on to say, where was I? And it also requires support from the Fortizar and the Keepstar, so there is no final launch date as of right now. Okay, question 6. The Beaver Mod for the Orca is heavily overpriced. Has the Porpoise been considered with similar module that may be cheaper? The answer was, if we think that price of an item is cheap after analysis, we will use 2 methods to change it. Buff its attributes to make it worthwhile, and adjust its blueprint requirements, but this is a long process. Pilot assets need to maintain their value over a longer period of time unless the number of people affected is small enough for us to compensate them. So yeah, no, don't expect the price of this to come down anytime in the near future. Anytime this year, probably not. Question 7. Would it be possible for a low-sec corpse to anchor a corpse citadel in low-sec or something similar? This way, ores could be upgraded, say locked around T8 as well as the ratting sites, so people who don't want to live in null can still enjoy the game in their own way. See, this is why I liked Wormhole Space, because yes, you can still anchor things out in Wormhole Space. You'd have access to higher tier ores, different ratting sites, everything like that, and you didn't have to worry about the null politics going on. So that's basically what they're asking here, but in a low-sec variation. But this is helpful for you guys. It says maybe the Fortizar is suitable for this role, but we haven't determined that yet. It is an equivalent to an advanced outpost that can dock capital ships without affecting the sovereignty of the system. So that would be nice, right? For you guys who don't want to deal with the huge null-sec blocks and don't want to fight for sovereignty out there, well, you can now basically, through this Fortizar, maybe be able to carve your little space out in nullsec. It's not going to change sovereignty at all, but you'll be able to basically have that experience of upgrading a system and everything else. But then, I don't know how that would work. I don't think it's going to upgrade the system because you would need null to do that. All the mechanics in it revolve around you owning the system to be able to upgrade the system, because what happens if multiple corporations drop Fortizars in the same nullsec area? You're not going to be able to upgrade the system. So it's probably going to be a little both. I don't think you're going to be able to upgrade the system, but you will be able to live in, low-sec Lowsec, sorry, without having to live in a in one of those NPC stations. All right, question 8. Ship hangars and fleet hangars on the Orca, Rorqual, and Porpoise, could these be introduced for fleet mining ops? Having to jettison can get messy and would put more strain on servers. The answer: this is the only operation. Otherwise, one person would be a fleet, so we have no plans to make it so automated. At least that's the case for now. If you think about it, though, most hardcore miners, right? They are a fleet amongst themselves. Most miners that I know that are running a Rorqual or running Orca have multiple ships with them, right? They have Covetors, they have Ventures. They're running their entire mining fleet themselves. Hell, Sandman used to run, I think, between 8 and 12 different miners going at the same time. So yeah, they are automatically a fleet amongst themselves by multi-boxing. Question 9. Interdiction nullification. No. Interdiction nullifier. Would this be considered for fitting for certain ships, i.e. haulers, so we can counter gate camps more efficiently? No. You make bubbles irrelevant at that point. Answer: the interceptor frigates can already accomplish many tasks. In other words, use your mini haulers. However, again, the Lancers basically one-pop these, so yeah, you're going to have risk. If you're going into null, no matter what, you have to accept the risk, right? It can't be safe. Larger ships would make a lot of the gameplay worthless, i.e. gate camps would be non-existent. There will be some advanced industrial ships. In other words, it looks like they are going to introduce some cruiser industrial ships that may be able to work around this mechanic. We're going to see in the future with all the ships that they're going to be bringing this year. Question 10. On the tier system. The tier system was great when the game launched. However, for new players, it's hard to catch up. Are there any changes planned to this system? We will gradually remove the tech restrictions on the conventional ships and optimize the growth and reward mechanisms for new players. So yes, in a sense, they will kind of be getting rid of the tech tree, but you're still going to have to hit those tech levels to get the more advanced ships, but they're just going to bring some of those other advanced ships down into lower techs. They accomplished this beforehand by making prototype versions of those ships, like the the prototype Hurricane and the prototype Tornado, I think it was. But basically, they were making these battle cruisers and ships that you couldn't get until you were, I think, tech level 7 or tech level 8. The prototype version was able to get it at a lower tech rate. So I don't know if they're just going to basically remove the tech restrictions altogether, or basically just bring them down a bunch. I think that should be the way. Just remove the tech restrictions on some of these, bring them down lower as we get more and more ships. Don't introduce prototype ships, because no one really wants to fly those. Alright, question 11. Almost a year ago, ship naming... Yes, I remember this call well. Ship naming and station containers were teased in the official blog post. When can we see the release? Yes, I remember the call that we were all on with the devs asking about ship naming, and they said, oh, it's coming. And apparently it's not. It says here, EVE is the only game that theoretically supports tens of thousands of different boxes per person. These two functions have not been released because they involve countless systems and interfaces and have many functions and bugs. So yes, we're not getting it. We're not going to get it anytime in the near future. I mean, I don't see why, well, ship naming yet, but station containers. Even if we can't name them, I'd like to see station containers in there. I mean, you have the basic mechanic, right? With boxes and everything else. Just give us station containers that can't be named right now. And you're meeting us halfway at that point. Question 12. Statistics are very important to the players of this game. However, we still have no public API. Is this something which is on the roadmap for this year? We've been after him since launch for the API, because if you ever played EVE Online, I know we keep referencing that, but the API feature was great for the kill board. And yes, we have Mario's kill board, but you still have to upload everything. There's no official API that links everything in with the Z kill board on EVE Online, it automatically generates these kills. You don't have to upload anything. You don't have to do anything. It just automatically takes that information and puts it on the site. They say here that too hardcore and too dependent on websites outside of the game. Not a high priority. If possible, we will enrich the various statistical data display UI in the game. In other words, no, we're not getting an API. We're not going to ever get an API. And the data display in the UPI in the game would, like, when you're looking at the sovereignty map, you can see how many, you basically see, oh, there's fighting in this region, there's fighting in this region. They're just going to update that. Come on, we want to see the big kill mails. We want to be able to sort through them. I digress. Question 13. An upgraded bombard implant can one-shot battleships. Is this expected behavior by design? And they answer, well, when given the choice, almost everyone chooses attack power. So this year, we will release a gameplay that focuses on defense and customization modules and functions. There will also be some bonuses with fixed strength. The smaller the ship, the more defense that will be improved. So they're going to buff some smaller ships so that it can, I guess, tank a little bit better. But I guess this also means that we're going to be getting some better defense implants maybe this year. So be on the lookout for that. This was short and sweet. I think they should have, question 14, they should have specified this. T3 cruisers by any chance? And the answer was, T3 cruisers are available, but they may not be immune to warp interference. This has not been demonstrated. I think what they meant, devs, is they want strategic cruisers to come in. That's what they meant by T3. They wanted the strategic cruisers, the module cruisers, the ones that I've been saying for years I'd love to be in EVE Echoes. That's the Loki, that's the Tengu, that's the Proteus. You know, those ships, we want to see those ships in this game. Question 15. It was stated in the past that while NetEase could sell ships, now this is a very important question, could sell ships in boxes, they wouldn't. However, as seen over the last year, we've received several new ships that you can buy for real-life money out of these boxes. Why has NetEase changed their mind on this and destroyed an already struggling area of the game that players like to be involved in, while also receiving significant community backlash to these boxes? Will Titans and Doomsdays just come in a box again? It's a mobile game, guys, and they see how much money that they could make during this through those boxes, and since they saw how much money they can make, they're never going back again. It's just like inflation right now, right? Look at gas prices, right? When the price of oil soared and the gas prices shot up, they saw people were willing to pay because people needed to pay. Yeah, they brought the prices back down, but they were never going to bring them back down to where they were, right? If you can make, if you can make an extra, let's say $5, right? And consistently get $5, would you then give that product away for free? No. So it's going to be the same way. So don't expect them to ever reverse this policy. Their answer is, it's hard to say. I don't have the decision-making power. What I can do is try to make the economy run as stable as possible, the market prosper, and orders increase. So yes, it's not on the devs, the monetary way. The devs are designing this game. It's really the executives and the ones that are up above the game developers that basically decide the monetary values of everything in the game. So those, you see that a lot in EA games as well. Even the developers who they have the concept, they put the concept out there. It's the guys that are above them that decide, you know what? No, we can make money off this. We're gonna do it this way, and that's basically how it is. I think there's a total of 20 questions, so we're almost done here. Question 16: the addition of size-restricted content, such as the Kavala Expanse, has been a great addition for people who enjoy non-capital content or dislike being grouped up on by higher tonnage ships. Are there more plans for this style of content in the future, similar to open-world factional warfare or Dead Space complexes found in present EVE Online game, which limit both the size and the type of ship that can enter, so even low-tech level ship players can feel useful and rewarded within the game. You're going to love this answer. Real faction wars, first in Lowsec, LP stores, and military rank systems suitable for all players are already being designed. And it says, this doesn't sound like a gadget. So basically we are actually going to be getting true faction warfare coming to the game, hopefully this year. And you won't have to worry about that instanced warp play anymore. We won't have to worry about, waiting in queues for over an hour to play faction warfare anymore. It can be basically on the spot. And yes, even in EVE Online, there are alliances and corporations who just focus on faction warfare. So it's going to be a way to revitalize the low-sec areas. All right, question 17. Lancer Dreadnoughts are the first ship that has a unique slot on the ship for a specific item, the Lancer superweapon. Now, this kind of technology has been added to Echoes. Will this expand to existing ships? For example, covert op ships having a unique high slot added for their cloaking device. So you won't have to use a high slot, sacrifice a high slot or a low, well, we use a low slot for that, but you won't have to sacrifice a slot for that core function of your ship. Or scanning ships for a scanner, and so on. The answer is, you're going to love this, yes, gradually. We will also change some modules slots. So they're going to be changing the way some modules fit in the slots, and they're going to be giving dedicated slots for these unique classes of ships and unique modules. So that is a fantastic change to the game that will be coming. 18. Will mining nanocores ever get the ability to upgrade into gold nanocores, even without the library stats or the AI availability, as the second main stat bonus is alone very strong for these ships? And I've seen this argument a lot. And I know a lot of miners want to get gold cores just so they can, mine better and have more efficient uses, bigger hulls, everything like that. But they don't necessarily want the AI that's going to auto-mine for them. And the answer here is yes. It's already discussing when to update it. There's not going to be any auto-mining, but that's not what you guys were asking for anyway. Maybe in the future, but not recently. They don't care. They just want the gold core. The current price of PI materials is much higher than ores, so it is not okay. I don't know what that has to do with mining nanocore, but okay, whatever. Question 19. As a follow-up to question 17, will dedicated combat exploration ships be released or have more support for this playstyle? Currently, I use a Phantasm with a Cyber X core to unlock a 4th mid-slot for a scanner to hunt down dead space sites, and find this playstyle super fun. However, dedicated ships like T3 cruisers designed for this activity, while being able to hack the same time, would be able to enrich it for everyone who wants to play this style of gameplay. They say there are already enough big ships. There will be a lot of additions to the gameplay content of small ships this year. So, does that mean we're going to see Benzie come back? Because it seems like this year is all about the small ship content. So hopefully, let's see what happens. Not hopefully Benzie come back, but hopefully we'll see what all the new content is going to be this year, this gameplay content. I'm probably going to say we're going to see a lot of this unveiled around the anniversary. I'm pretty sure that's when we're going to see a lot of this new stuff happen. Okay, question 20. Would there be an ability to relocate a T4 Citadel in a system? Since you cannot downgrade its Citadel level, it makes it impossible to rotate it or place it in a different location within the system. They say possibly, maybe several months. Gold cores possibility, maybe several, 1 month too, then relocate. That's weird. Okay, I think they're starting to answer questions from other things, but yeah. But yeah, it's on the back burner. It's not really a major concern of theirs right now, so look for that in the future, probably next year. Question 21. Will we have character customization or accessories to make characters more unique? Possibilities to customize your avatar in the game? Yes. First are medals. Get me started on metals. I don't want to go on a rant, and we're already about 25 minutes into this video. I'm just not gonna talk about that. This has little impact on fun, so it's not a super hard. So basically, yeah, it's just customization. So they don't really want to put a bunch of resources into this to develop it. But I'm sure if they could figure a way to get some money from it, right, they'd probably put more resources into it to get it produced a little bit faster. Question 22. Many ships in the market do not appear on the ship tree. When will they be added? They say, we will plan to decrease ships and maybe not need to show as many. So I guess they're going to be changing the ship tree so that it doesn't have so many ships. And I don't think that really was the question that they were asking. So it didn't really get answered very well. It's like, oh, when are you going to add these ships to the tech tree? We're not. We're actually going to take some away from the tree. So... okay. Question 23. Will there be an update to faction war games? Many people have seem to have really long wait times, like 20-30 minutes, or longer queues to get a match. I've actually sat and timed it one time. It took me about an hour and a half to get into a match. There's also a rank needing to purchase the cool stuff, and you can't get it. Yes, because it's locked behind your rank, and obviously you can't get a rank if you can't play the game. So yeah. They say a minor update about the old... Okay, so basically they're going to be bringing in the new faction warfare. So they're going to tweak the old style faction war games a little bit. So I don't know how they're going to do that, what they're going to do. Maybe they're going to carry over the LP store with the new faction warfare. Maybe you can gain ranks on the live server, not instanced. Just remember, in real faction warfare, though, you will be using your own ship. It's not going to be instanced. You're going to be blowing up your own stuff. So just be aware when that comes. If they do it the same way as EVE Online, you're going to be using your same ships. You're not going to be using instant ships. Question 24, and then the last question is 25. Can we have something similar to the reset skills, but for resetting implant level from implant to implant? They say possibility. So it's possible. We have not confirmed the release yet. So it will be coming. You will be able to reset the skills, but they don't know when. Oh, sorry, 26 questions. Another implant question. Will there be a way to swap implants in space? And yes, it will be coming. There's going to be cooldown and limits to that ability, though. So probably if you swap it out, you probably won't be able to use it for 5 minutes, or you probably won't be able to swap again for like 10 minutes, something like that. They're going to add some kind of like cool-off period before you can do it again. And the last question... What inspired the development team of EVE Echoes to create specific gameplay mechanics or features unique to EVE Echoes, and how do they see these elements evolving in the future to enhance the player experiences? The answer is, I can't say what others do. I also have my own method. One of them: play countless games, summarize the features, try combinations and innovations, conduct gameplay verification, proposal, dev, and now analyze actual data, propose improvement plans, and cycle. They go on to say that EO is a game with 20 years, and there is a lot worth learning and discussing. So yes, maybe they'll take some cues from EVE Online, which we all thought they would be doing over the last couple of years, and moving forward like that. So it looks like it's a very hopeful horizon that we're marching to this year. It looks like we're going to be getting some great things down the pike, and some things that people don't want, i.e. Titans and boxes and more ships for purchase with real money. But other than that, it looks very good for the year of EVE Echoes. So, yes, I'm going to be sticking around, and I'm going to be covering the game still. I don't know if I'm going to be keep up. I'm kind of phasing myself out of the community news. Really, I'm still keeping my ear to the ground, but with everything that's been going on between myself, the official Discord, my friction with the devs, or not the devs, well, at least the moderators and the community manager. So I'm taking a little bit of a step back, but I will still be covering this game as well as others, and I hope to see you guys then. I know this video's 30 minutes long now, so let's end it here. If you don't see me here, you'll also see me sometimes on the Rambo and Taylor Ricks Echoes of New Eden podcast. And, if you need more news in your life, you know where to come. And until I talk to you again, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Fly safe. And remember, here we're always one vision, one purpose.